Welcome back, Mentees. This is Omar and Amanda, and today's segment is called
Reviews in a Flash.
And this segment is brought to you by
Darkstar 916.
Thank you, Darkstar. And today we are talking about Robert Kirkman's Oblivion Song. This is the first trade paperback by Image Comics. I do believe the first one is $9.99. It is rated teen plus. A little bit of violence and a couple of bad words, but not terrible.
Has some adult themes, I guess.
Yeah, collects the first 6 issues. So let's give a little bit of synopsis without spoilers, because this segment is never about spoilers. So
yeah,
synopsis.
Yes, sounds good. So basically, this story takes place 10 years into the future, where 10 years ago an event had taken place where 300,000 residents in Philadelphia were transferred into a world called Oblivion.
Right. And the story starts off in a really confusing way, where this character named Nathan Cole is
scientist,
shooting people and they're melting. And at first you're like, what the hell is going on?
Disappearing.
Well, we find out that they're disappeared and they're transported back into our dimension from the Oblivion dimension.
Yes.
So that's where you kind of start finding out about the story and who the characters are, and like Amanda said. And then the more you move forward, you find out that, 300,000 people disappeared, and his mission is to go back over there and catch them all.
Yep, try to catch them all, just like the Pokemon.
I guess he's been doing this for a few years, and he is mainly looking for his
brother. Yes, and they've had government funding, however it was cut off, so now they're kind of like a ragtag team of scientists doing this, asking for government funding, but they're denying it, because at this point the government's like, it's been 10 years, you're not going to find anyone else, and so you're dealing with that. Even though they find onesie-twosies, the government won't fund it.
Right.
They're trying to move on.
Because they think even if these people are found, they don't want to come back here, because the latest people that he found, it took them about a month or 2 to get back into the society, because they've been gone for so many years.
Yes.
And that is pretty much the basis of the story. He's looking for his brother Ed, going back to that dimension, fighting off some monsters, and bringing them back here.
Yeah. Now, that is to say that it's not like for me, it wasn't a very slow-paced story. I felt like it moved along very nicely. Okay. As far as the plot is concerned, because to me, it's very Robert Kirkman, where you have this human element with this grittiness of some otherworldly horror monsters, which in his Walking Dead case, it was zombies who are really us as monsters. In this case, it's actual monsters.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of the artwork? Lorenzo de Felici?
There were some strong moments. However, I felt sometimes whenever they showed the monsters, they kind of almost were more like a background, or they fade in. They were part of the background. It was hard to make them out.
Now, was that because of the colors?
I think it was. The colors to me was the biggest issue I had.
And that is Analia Leone? Is that right? Analia?
I think she was also, an illustrator as well on this, or an artist. So it was... to me, that's what was the hardest part about this. Not the story itself, but just some of the coloring.
The art? Okay.
Of the art.
I wasn't a big fan of the artwork. I think the designs of the monsters were very generic.
Very generic.
I think the backgrounds were very...
Didn't make it very scary.
Cheap sci-fi, maybe. It wasn't... there wasn't a scary element factor into it. I've seen a lot better designs elsewhere.
Me
too. The story was flat to me. I didn't care about any of the characters, so I guess we'll jump into the story.
Yeah.
You said you liked it.
I did. I mean, I liked Nathan's story, and I like that human element of people who come back, what their daily lives are like, and then also, is it true? Is there really that aspect of maybe people have developed, have people developed a life over there in Oblivion by now, and do they even want to come back? So there's some interesting stuff to explore there, where I could definitely see this as a television show at some point. Maybe
Kirkman did too.
Yeah, he probably did too. The way it's written, it reminds me of a slow-paced Walking Dead episode season.
Yeah, I didn't care for the characters. I don't care if Nathan finds his brother. I didn't find them appealing. I thought the story was paced pretty bad because of the way that he goes back, he comes to Earth, he goes back again, he comes back again to fight the government to get funding, and honestly, this could be a 25-minute long Twilight Zone episode and it would be fine.
It could,
but unfortunately, this is gonna drag out like Walking Dead, I'm sure.
Yes, I think.
And it's not like all Kirkman stuff was like this, but because I liked Invincible, and for the most part, at the beginning, I liked Walking Dead, but even that has been drawn out.
Yeah, well, I think that's what maybe he's going for. Unfortunately, I mean, for you, since you're not a fan of that drawn out aspect of the plot, it's only 6 issues, but it is very drawn out. You don't really get to a lot of action or any kind of where's the plot going until you reach issue 6. Then you see, oh, okay, this is where the story's going. For the first few issues, it is really about him dealing with his own inner demons and stuff like that.
People having affairs.
And very human stuff, like what's going on in the background.
Which I appreciate, but I have to care about the characters in order for me to be like, oh, this is horrible. Or, oh, man, I sympathize with them.
But we don't get a lot of backstory in characters.
I don't.
This is true.
Yeah, that was a problem with it. Maybe through a series of flashbacks, like in the same way that Walking Dead. But anyway, what would you give this?
I think I would give it overall, I think I'd give it like a... See, the problem is I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed some stuff where Buzzkill or Gideon Falls, so I'd have to probably give it a 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. That's a fair rating, I think.
Yeah, because that, for me, it really was that artwork just didn't do anything for me, and that's really where it fell flat.
2 out of 5 isn't bad. I think I'd give it a 1. 1 out of 5. And it just, I don't care. I mean...
you're need to pick it up again?
It's definitely a pass for me. I wouldn't recommend it too much. There's a lot of other stuff out there.
That's kind of like that.
Black
that
Hammer, even BPRD
to
to an extent. Yeah. So,
well, a lot of people say the way they did this was kind of like a BRPD, Hell on Earth kind of. BPRD. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Hell on Earth.
We haven't read that yet.
I know. That's why. So I know a lot of people say that they have a parallel, so I'd be interested to see.
Maybe one of their side stories that they've done. So let us know in the comments down below if you picked it up, if you liked it, and what you would give it, and if you're going to pick up the second trade paperback.
Yeah.
And on that note, Amanda,
I'll sign us off. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for notification of more great Near Mint condition content. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at @NearMintCon. And if you want to support our channel, go ahead and do that on our Patreon. It's in the description. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Bye guys.